Hi, I'm Angie. Today I'm going to show you a recipe for double chocolate biscotti, which is the twice baked Italian cookie. These are fabulous cookies and it's so much cheaper to make them at home and they're so delicious. So the first thing we're going to do, there's a few steps involved, is melt some chocolate and butter together. And I'm just going to do that in the microwave. So I've got 1 stick of butter, which is equal to 8 tablespoons, and I'm using unsalted butter. I'm just going to put that in the microwavable measuring cup. And I've got 4 ounces of bittersweet chocolate, which I've chopped. I'm going to melt that on medium power for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then when the butter is melted, I'll just keep stirring until the chocolate melts. Okay, so the chocolate's melted. I'm just stirring until it's combined and nice and smooth. Of course, you can also do this over a double boiler. And then I'm just going to set that aside to cool while we continue on with the rest of the recipe. Now in a separate bowl, I'm just going to combine all the dry ingredients. So I've got a half a cup of cocoa powder, that's unsweetened cocoa powder, and 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So you can sift these together, or I just use a wire whisk to combine them. And we'll just set this aside too while we go on with the next part of the recipe. Next, in the electric mixer, I'm going to combine 1 cup of sugar with 2 large eggs. And I just want to beat that until it's nice and light. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. You want to use pure vanilla extract, and just mix that in. Now with the mixer running on low speed, I'm going to slowly mix in the butter and chocolate mixture. And now that it's combined, I'm going to add our flour mixture. The flour and the cocoa and all the dry ingredients. Just mix that in. Now I'm going to stir in 1 cup of blanched almonds that I have toasted in the oven. And I do that at 350 for about 10 minutes, making sure to stir them very often so they don't burn. And they get this nice golden color. I'm just going to gently stir those in. You can use whole almonds as well. I just happen to have only sliced. And then I have 1 cup of golden raisins. And I've just softened those up a little bit and drained them. But you can use them straight out of the bag too. These were just a little bit dry. And I'm just going to gently stir those in. So your dough is going to be quite soft. So next what you want to do is turn it out onto a lightly floured surface. What I'm going to do is tip the dough out and form 2 logs that are about 9 by 3.5 inches. And I'm going to put each one on a parchment lined cookie sheet. So the first thing I'll do is cut it in half. I've preheated the oven to 350 degrees. And then we'll shape each one into our log. I actually use a little tape measure just to make sure that I have it at the right length. So we need to go a little bit longer, and that's good width. If it sticks, you can just use a little bit more flour on your hands. So like the name says, we're going to bake these twice. First in the log, and then we're going to slice them and bake them again. That kind of dries them out so they're that nice crunchy cookie that you can dip in your coffee. So you can use a spatula or your scraper to get it onto the parchment lined sheet. Okay, so I have my 2 logs, and I'm going to bake this at 350 for about 30 minutes until the dough sets. Okay, it's been half an hour. I've taken the biscotti out of the oven. I'm just going to let it cool for 15 minutes, and I'm reducing the oven temperature to 275 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll let this sit for 15 minutes, and then we'll slice it and bake it. Okay, we're almost there. The last part of the recipe is to slice the log on the diagonal in about 1/2 inch pieces. I like to use a serrated knife for that so it doesn't break apart too much. what you want to do is take the slices that you made and put them cut side down back on the baking sheet. You're going to bake these for 20 minutes and then stop and turn them over to the other side and bake them for another 20 minutes. So bake them 20 minutes on this side, then flip them over, and 20 minutes on the other side, and I'll show them to you when they come out. Okay, the biscotti are done. I've taken them out of the oven. You want to let them cool on a rack. I will tell you that they're very delicate, so when you turn them over, just be really gentle with them. Some of them broke a little bit, but the crumbs taste really good. So thanks for watching, and I hope you'll try double chocolate biscotti.